it's Kallaxin here, and if you guys enjoyed this video, remember that you guys should join our Patreon to help support us, and through our Patreon, you guys can join our Discord server so we can talk about this more now. A couple people, I don't know, were like underwhelmed, I guess, by the trailer, but I think that, like, upon first glance, right, it is most of the stuff that we've seen before, but I think that we have to slow it down, and that's where sort of a trailer analysis would come in handy right here, because I think there is some stuff that, like, you know, you get so wrapped up into the hype, you sort of miss it, and so that's kind of what I want to look at right now, and so we'll just go through the trailer very slowly. My reaction to it is actually rendering right now. So we actually start in a different place this time, like, obviously, it's still sort of the same. I think that the music sounds a lot better as well. Like, you can hear it a lot more, I guess, and it does have that, like, Frozen feeling to it, right? Obviously, this is still Elsa running, similar to before. Let me just say, I didn't say this yesterday, but some of them look better than in their actual movies. Like, I don't think Elsa and Anna necessarily do, but Rapunzel, it's a little scary, you know what I mean? Like, how far they've sort of come. Also, again, like, this environment is sort of beautiful. I think I covered this yesterday, and I really like Olaf's interaction here. Like, I thought he would be annoying, but, like,
are these your friends?
He doesn't seem so. And I wonder if Olaf will fight with us even if he's not in our party, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if he'll just sort of do stuff on his own, if that makes sense, or if he'll have some other role, just because you can only have 5 people at once, right? Obviously, I just want to go back at that for a second. We saw the reindeer thing yesterday, but I just want to say again, I really like this design. Like, I think it's just something I've always loved is the Heartless, and I think that, you know, he looks great. This little reindeer guy. Obviously, I think it seems like we're gonna follow Elsa for a while, like, obviously it's nighttime, right? We're gonna, like, follow her up the mountain, she's gonna do her sort of let it go sequence, right? And then we're gonna see Anna and Kristoff in the morning and be like, yeah, we know where your sister is, that's my prediction for that. And Sora's like, whoa! I do wonder if this is Idina Menzel, though. I really can't tell, even though I love Idina Menzel. She's not only in Frozen, she was Elphaba in Wicked, she did some other Broadway stuff, but I can't tell if that's her. Also, I love this. We talked about this yesterday, the ice skates thing. I think this was such a good idea. I talked about the other thing yesterday, too, that some of these Heartless, it seems like they are from the Hercules world, and they're just sort of here. Right, which, you know, was something that happened in Kingdom Hearts 2, you know, like, even if there were some, I guess you could say, like, situational Heartless, like, you know what I mean, they would sort of follow you around, like, world-based, right, because obviously this is very Hercules, you know, you have sort of, like, a gladiator-type, design going on right there, right, and I guess the best example I can think of right now is, like, you know, like, I don't remember what Heartless were where exactly, but say, like, there's that Heartless in the Mulan world that looks, you know, it's, like, the horse thing with the spear or whatever, like, and that would appear in different worlds, like, not necessarily that one, but sort of similar to that. You guys probably know what I mean, I'm rambling too much. These have a really cool design as well, and I like, this sort of idea for this sequence, just because it does remind me, again, I said this yesterday, of the Aladdin, sort of magic carpet sequence where we'd have to escape the Cave of Wonders. Simba, again, I think that this is great, and I really appreciate the fact he's coming back as a Link or a Summon or whatever, because he has been in Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and now he's in 3, right, and he looks pretty good. So this is something that we didn't see yesterday. This seems to be the carousel. I don't remember if we've seen this before, but regardless, it looks really great. All the designs of the horses looks good. Sora looks like he's having, like, a grand old time right here. So this is what a couple people were talking about from the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra, was Remy from Ratatouille. I don't know if this is a world or if this is supposed to be a summon or, like, 100 Acre Woods type thing, just because, like, the kitchen seems pretty full. But at the same, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like just a summon or whatever, but at the same time, like, it just, I don't know, it seems too weird to just stick a world announcement in there, and, like, look at all this floaty stuff, like, that makes me think it's, like, a very long animated summon sequence. Like, in Kingdom Hearts 2 with Stitch, I should say, like, Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, you know, he would jump on Sora and roll around, like, for a minute with him and, like, whatever, and so it was a very long sequence. That's what I feel like this may be, unless it's some 100 Acre Woods type minigame stuff, I guess, you know what I mean? I also like this one, again, we saw this yesterday, but I really like all of the sort of water attractions, you could call them, right? Again, The trees look beautiful here. Everything looks beautiful here. Rapunzel at some points in, like, her pre-rendered cutscenes look better. This is some of the gameplay that we've already seen before. Gummy missions, again, they look fantastic. This is obvious to me that this is the one for the Frozen world, just because if you look at sort of the design, this sort of reminds me of Hercules, because it seems like some sort of volcanic eruption is happening right here. This is just sort of space, and so there's no theme there, but if we remember in Kingdom Hearts 2, there would be sort of a quote-unquote, like, light theme, I guess, to the Gummy missions. So I think that's really cool, right? That they would have, like, themed Heartless. Alright, so this is what's getting important, that I even missed this. I couldn't, like, look at him and pay attention. So he says,
"Still, Sora, that doesn't mean you should change. Accept the power you're given. Find the hearts joined to yours."
So this is an interesting line, I think. And the way that I see this is, you know, Sora's on a mission to regain all the power he's sort of lost in Dream Drop Distance, right? And so I wonder if Sora was sort of pondering what, like, you know, what about, like, how is he gonna be powerful, I guess, now, you know what I mean? Like, what is he gonna do, right? And sort of Xigbar's like, hey, you don't have to change, but, like, you should go find the other hearts that are linked to yours, right? And obviously that's talking about Roxas, but I think that to some extent they also want him, at this point, to go find Ventus. But the thing is that we talked about this in the trailer yesterday. If Aqua is really Norded, and that's not some sort of illusion caused by the darkness in the realm of darkness, then she could go get Ventus. But the question is whether you can become a vessel for Xehanort without having your heart, I guess. You know what I mean? Because it'd be like, oh, you know, it'd be so easy to make Ven a vessel because, you know, he's empty, right? But I wonder if the heart needs to be changed, and that's why Aqua turned, is because her heart fell into darkness because she couldn't keep going. But if Ventus doesn't have a heart, he's just sort of in a neutral state of nothing, right? So I wonder if, even though Aqua could take them to Ven, Sora needs to fool around for a bit, and I think that's kind of important. Mickey and Riku are coming back here, but they're coming back alone, right? And so I wonder... also, I really like this scene, right? I wonder if they couldn't get Aqua and they need to explain that, and Sora looks, like, really happy, but, like, obviously, you know, Mickey kind of has this, like, sad sort of smile on his face. Like, obviously he's smiling, but, like, you can sort of see, like, like, oh, guys, we have something to tell you. I don't know, just nervous, I guess, and Riku has a pretty stoic look. Speaking of these three, though, we did, see them in the Wreck-It Ralph thing, but I like how he's waving to Sora, and he's like, hey, Sora, and then they're being chased by them. That was just my favorite part of what we saw. Obviously, this is the Hercules Keyblade. They're being chased by a flood. So I think here's, nope, I was wrong. I mean, we saw this yesterday. Yeah, this is where people are saying that Rapunzel looks better here than in her movie, and I'm like, that's terrifying. Obviously, we saw this part already, but there's some important dialogue after this that I kind of want to listen to. This is obviously an unversed again. That's pretty important since it shows, like, where Vanitas is hanging out and all that stuff, right? But yeah, I think because we did see a lot of this yesterday, it is kind of like, it downs the hype factor, you know what I mean? But there's still a lot of important stuff in here. That's kind of why I wanted to analyze things for you guys. And there's new dialogue here, too.
In that case, by all means, nothing would please us more than Roxas's return.
Well, yeah, I think Xemnas wanted to use Roxas, right? So if they return, they may want to turn him into a vessel, you know what I mean? So... it looks like that he is holding something that, I'm just gonna call him Zexion because I don't know how to pronounce his actual, I don't want to say human name, but you know what I mean. Obviously, Pence is at the computer, so...
yes. For the virtual world to be completely realized, Ansem the Wise would have included Roxas's full data in the construction.
Alright, so Roxas's full data is in there, so maybe they can build him? Is that what they're saying? Like, that they can build sort of like, you know, a Xion version of him, where maybe he's not, like, obviously he's not necessarily, like, it's not Roxas's actual body, but they just make him a body so they can stick his heart in. But yeah, that crown thing that Sora's holding right there, it looks like the same thing that Zexion is holding here, and so you have to wonder why Zexion is helping them, and obviously he hasn't been Norded, so that's very curious, you know what I mean? And, oh, this is another thing. A couple people think Larxene has been Norded. I think her eyes are just green. Like, if you guys, like, have followed me on Twitter or look at my reaction or whatever, I have green eyes, and, like, I think that it's just the lighting. Her eyes are just green, and they've just kind of toned down the tone of green that they were from the last game, you know what I mean? But, like, if you look at Aqua's eyes later, like, look how dark, I guess dark, but look how yellow they are, right? And then you see Larxene, and they're just kind of like a hazel color, right? Or even look at them both. Like, it doesn't look the same. I don't know if she's been Norded yet. I'm just not convinced. I wanted to talk about that, since this is obviously a new trailer. But yeah, it's interesting that maybe Zexion is helping them.
In the construction.
And somebody brought up this, and I think that the Keyblades have merged. And so I think that Mickey somehow stuck the keychain from Starseeker into the handle here. And that could mean that maybe we could build some sort of Master Keyblade. So I think that he basically made a hole, stuck the keychain in there, and then put his Kingdom Key D on it to somehow combine the power. But again, I don't know. I think that's pretty much where we're done, except for the last scene, in terms of analysis. So there is something else that I want to show you guys, and that is this. Alright, so obviously we see Axel and, Lee, I guess, and Kairi here. I like Kairi's hair, by the way. It looks like they're going back a little short, but also, like, rounded. I'm a fan. But it looks like that they're in somewhere, like, Daybreak Town. And so remember how Master Yensid was like, hey, if you guys need to train, we're gonna take you to a world where time passes differently so you can get sort of all of your, you know, you can get it all in without time in the real world passing. And so I wonder if he sent them to Daybreak Town, which would be a sleeping world, right? Which wouldn't be, like, currently active or anything, and, like, nobody would, bother them, and time wouldn't necessarily pass the same way, and so all that is kind of interesting, but obviously they seem to be training together. He's still in his coat, Kairi's in her new outfit, right, and it seems like they're just enjoying the sunset like old times. Maybe Kairi will start to remind him a little bit of Xion, like what he forgot, you know? But there's lots of theories I want to do. We're still not done yet. There is still a lot to cover in terms of, like, there's probably going to be one more trailer, I think, at Sony, because if they are marking them, like, in terms of volumes, like, if the other trailer yesterday was Volume 1 and this is Volume 2, there may be a third one for the Sony conference, I don't know. If there aren't any more trailers, I am going to focus on theory crafting, because if we don't get any more news at the Sony conference, that's pretty much it, unless they're, like, bringing it to the Nintendo Switch or something, right? And so that'll give me time to kind of make some theories for you guys. Thank you guys, for all the new subscribers, too. By the way, obviously, we're doing some other things on this channel, like Ruby, right, and, like, stuff like that, but I kind of want to spread it out. So, like, basically this week, before E3 became a distraction, we were supposed to have, like, an equal sort of level of Miraculous Ladybug, Kingdom Hearts, and Ruby videos, and so I think that I kind of want to get to that equilateral place again, so all of you guys who have obviously seemed to sub either for my reactions to things or because it's a reaction to Kingdom Hearts will be able to get some cool theories and valuable information and stuff like that, so I kind of want to organize that for you guys. Anyways, that is all I kind of wanted to talk about, and I hope that you guys enjoy and tell me what you caught in the trailer that maybe I didn't see. And again, if you guys want to talk with us more, you should join our Discord server or become patrons over on Patreon. And we will see you later. Bye, guys.